So now we have the brake disc installed, we need to measure the lateral runout by performing a runout check. This step is mandatory but often ignored, as it can be fiddly and time consuming. However, failure to perform a runout check may mean that we miss excessive lateral runout, and the vehicle could come back with brake judder several months later, as the excessive runout has caused the disc to wear unevenly, which is known as disc fitness variation, or DTV for short. It is DTV which normally causes brake judder, as a runout check was skipped and unlikely to be a warped disc. Check out our other videos for more information on what causes brake judder. So as you can see, I've further secured the disc to the hub using the wheel bolts and the spacers, as the dislocation screw itself is not sufficient to hold the disc flush to the hub. If we don't do this, it is unlikely that we'll get a true reading, and the reading would be higher than we might expect. This is why the runout check is often skipped, as most runout gauges have a magnet to mount them somewhere in this area. This can be fiddly and time consuming to get right. However, with this Carlisle Tools runout gauge, it has a handy quick release clamp that allows you to easily secure it to the suspension strut. So we've now set the DTI gauge against the disc. Once the gauge is set correctly, we need to rotate the disc through at least 360 degrees to determine the lateral runout. I'm not touching the disc itself by hand as I could affect the reading. Instead, I'm going to be using a socket and ratchet to rotate the disc without causing any unnecessary movement. As a rule of thumb, the runout reading should be less than 80 microns, which is 0.08 millimeters. However, on more modern vehicles, the reading may need to be lower than this. So please refer to the vehicle's manufacturer's specific value. In this instance, we have a reading of 0.02 millimeters, which is well within tolerance. So we've confirmed that there is no excessive lateral runout, so we can carry on. If the reading was higher than 80 microns, which is 0.08 millimeters, then this may indicate that we have contamination between the hub and the disc. We'd need to remove the disc and clean the mating surface between the disc and the hub. We'd need to remount the disc and carry out another runout check. If the next reading is within tolerance, then we can continue. To confirm this, a runout check should be carried out on the hub itself. A reading greater than 0.04 millimeters or 40 microns would indicate that the wheel hub needs replacing.